got a lot to talk about today, so get in here. This is Jack with Cosmic Road. I talk about UFOs and the paranormal. Please hit like and subscribe and let me know what you think in the comments below. Yeah, to start with, look at this fantastic, one of these inky jellyfish kind of things that we see from time to time. One of the most intriguing shapes of UFOs I've seen out there. These amorphous shape-shifting things that are kind of smeary and inky and just weird. I can't think of any mundane explanation for this. Either it's totally fake, and to me it does not look fake, or it's just really, really anomalous and peculiar and strange. Is this a being? Is this a craft? Is this some sort of other dimensional phenomena? What are we looking at here? Yeah, let me know your theories in the comments below. Meanwhile, is Stephen Greer a Russian agent? Well, let's explore.
A very big announcement, and I don't do it lightly. There are people who are identified with the UFO subject who I have had confirmed directly in the last 2 or 3 weeks from a member of Congress in a key committee investigating this, that have deliberately gone up to these key members of Congress and apparently people at Aero and the Pentagon and other offices, stating that I, Dr. Stephen Greer, am a Russian espionage agent and a Mossad agent. This is false, but it's criminal. And so we've run this up the flagpole into law enforcement and attorneys, and the people, all of you listening will guess who they are, who have been saying this are guilty of multiple federal criminal offenses, which have been referred to the FBI, and I am insisting be pursued and run to ground.
Okay, so there you go. Dr. Stephen Greer not taking this lightly, nor should he. I mean, this is total BS, if true. I mean, Greer does have a habit of exaggerating or maybe even inventing some stuff every now and then. Is this a time like that to make himself look persecuted and etc., a victim of the control group? Or is this legit? I would really like to see this corroborated by others that say, yes, Stephen Greer has been targeted as a Russian spy. This is a really intriguing story. I want more information on it. I want corroboration on it. Obviously, Stephen Greer is many things, but he's not a Russian spy. I mean, let me know if you disagree, but I don't think there's too many people that are going to think that Stephen Greer is a Russian or a Mossad agent. That's pretty ridiculous, I think. Now, I've had disagreements with Greer, and I'm fairly public about them. I'm not going to rehash that all here. I do think that he's done a lot of good for ufology, staging, disclosure events, bringing forth great witnesses. Hell, I've even called him the Martin Luther of ufology, because he is the one that popularized the idea of personal individual contact with the phenomenon, instead of having to go through the powers that be to get disclosure or access to the phenomenon. Yeah, we could just do CE5 and go right out there and do it ourselves. And he's the one that popularized that idea, much like Martin Luther popularized a similar thing for the Christians. So, although I have great disagreements with him, and I do think that he may be guilty of exaggeration, to put it mildly at times, I don't think he's a Russian agent. But I would like to know if this story is legit or not. So let me know what you think about that. Very intriguing story. Meanwhile, Mike Rounds is saying there is a phenomenon.
What we do know is that this phenomenon clearly exists, and it's something that's not going to go away. So we just as well get in and learn as much about it as possible and let the public know what it is that we find out as well. Thank you.
All right, well, I like that. Obviously, that's an older quote from a UAP Disclosure Fund event, but I like that he is out there talking about this. Because he hasn't really been that outspoken about this, despite being the author and the co-author of the UAP Disclosure Amendment. So, yeah, so good on him. I wish, Schumer would get out there talking about this as well, the other author and co-author, variously, depending on the year. And Yeah, and many others. Some of these guys, like Marco Rubio, have pretty much gone radio silent on the whole affair, and others, like Kristen Gillibrand, are way too chummy with Arrow. So it's interesting. It's frustrating. I haven't heard a whole lot from Tim Burchett lately either, which is interesting. So hopefully we will hear more from these guys in the near future. Matt Laszlo is reminding us that there is a UFO hearing coming up this month, supposedly, theoretically. This is older information, but he just posted this article on July 8th, I think, just to remind us that it exists. But yeah, Anna Polina Luna saying we'll have dates announced soon. It'll be in July. I just don't know when. We have to find a room, but we're going to have one. I think that's really exciting if that happens, especially now that David Grush is on board. Just imagine the quality and level of amazing witnesses they could bring to bear at the next UFO hearing in Congress, which theoretically is going to happen this month before the August recess. That's what Anna said. It was going to happen after the 4th of July and before the recess. And again, we could get some of those amazing David Grush witnesses or whistleblowers. We could get others like, Jake Barber. We could get, the Border Patrol agents that came out to Ross Coulthart, or the one main one. We could get Matthew Ford. Who knows who we could get. Maybe names we've never heard of. Hopefully names we've never heard of. I don't know if they would touch Jake Barber just because he does get pretty out there. Now, I think the phenomenon gets pretty out there, and I believe Jake Barber and, his encounter with this feminine entity. Apparently, that's an ongoing experience of his. It wasn't just a one-time event. But would Congress want to hear about that? Would they think that would discredit the UFO phenomenon in their own work and bringing us UFO disclosure to have someone coming out there with that really amazing but kind of fringy information? Let me know what you guys think. Speaking of fringy and UFOs, we have an old story here, like hundreds of years old, about a guy who encountered some beings that were talking about God. So let's give a listen.
High-level people. So Fazio Cardano, who was known throughout Europe, he was a brilliant man. He said, my father told me for years of an encounter he had with this group of, I think, 5 guys who came into his studio one day and told him about, he said, we've been observing your people for many, many years. He says, who are you people? What are you like? Apparently they lived for hundreds of years. He says, do you believe in God? And he said, they looked at each other and they didn't all have the same opinion on that.
Whoa.
Like in the same way. Like
that's a wonderful little tale.
It's a very interesting, yeah.
Yeah, so these, theoretically advanced beings, presumably with more knowledge than we have, who might be expected to know something about higher dimensions and source and so on, evidently had different, opinions on it. I thought that was really intriguing. Now, somebody up there has got to know more than we do. Who do you think that is? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Meanwhile, this is sent to me by Tim Clark. Thank you, Tim. UFO sightings reported to Kent police include a hovering spaceship above Gravesend and 1,000 moving lights in the sky. These are UK UFO sightings. A hovering spaceship, 1,000 lights in the sky, and unidentified moving craft above the motorway are among the emergency calls to Kent police people have made, worried about unexplained flying objects. Despite the government closing its official UFO desk almost 20 years ago, each year a number of people phoned the force concerned about mysterious things in the skies. But with the Garden of England previously declared the county with the second highest number of UFO sightings, Kent author and academic Neil Nixon, who in 2021 wrote a book called UFOs, Aliens, and the Battle for Truth, said the sightings are likely to be the tip of the iceberg when it comes to unexplained encounters over the last decade. He said some people who see these things don't know what to do when they see it. Not everyone will call the police. The log of UFO sightings obtained from Kent Police through a FOIA, covers reports made directly to the force over the last 10 years. So there you go. FOIA request turning up 1,000 UFO incidents in the UK. I thought that was pretty cool. Meanwhile, Wixie says, a glitch in the Matrix. What's going on here? A UFO glitching out or the moon glitching out? What the? Chile in 2023. All right, let's take a look at this crazy, whatever the hell that is. Is that a drone? The light show? What is that? That isn't a very interesting sighting. I don't know what this is. It looks very anomalous. Is this a UFO doing something funky? Is this a portal opening? What could this possibly be? Is there a mundane explanation for it? Is it a camera glitching? It doesn't look like a camera glitch to me. Is this, just a total out and out fake? What is going on here? I would love it if I could see like the trees lighting up with that pink purple light, so that, maybe a little harder to fake that, but I don't see anything like that. So I don't know what this is, but it's really cool, whatever the hell it is. What the hell is it? Let me know what you think. Meanwhile, since I've talked about God and UFOs today, this is from Red Panda Koala, who is saying this is a tweet from Anna Polina Luna. Now, I've looked on Anna's page and I couldn't find this tweet, but I don't think Red Panda is making it up either. So, assuming that this is an actual tweet, let's go over what she had to say. Actual representation of angels, 10 to 10 post. So I guess there's other posts. And again, if you can find these, let me know. One, you have this crazy looking, angel. A lot of people say that's what an angel really looks like, according to the Bible's descriptions. Transcendental non-object / telos. B, where you get this grid-like pattern, connection between objects or systems. C, union of the transcendental and the physical. B, whatever the heck that is, the flux of matter starts to condense around invisible telos, non-objects. A1, A to the first power, Heraclitean flux of matter, formless non-object. So I don't know what this is all about, but if you guys do, I will be very, very curious to learn your thoughts on all of this. Is this, talking about extra-dimensional demons and how their nature, their other dimensional nature, corresponds to our own reality? What is this? Let me know what you think. Meanwhile, Dan Oliverio from Our Strange Skies is posting a really cool UFO video. He says, since I came to X, I'm saying many UFOs are ours. I'm told you think everything is alien. There is a phenomenon that is unexplainable. I've witnessed it myself. I believe they closely monitor the NHI, my personal footage of an orb so close to a drone, the whole reflects heat and thermal. All right, let's take a look at this cool video. All right, yeah, you see this object passing below what he says is a drone. Okay, let's see if there's a slowdown. Is that it? Okay, there's another object. Okay, we're still going. Multiple objects, multiple phenomena passing below an apparent drone. Looks like a plane, but a lot of drones look like planes. Yeah, that is really interesting. Really, really interesting. All right, so here we go. We have the first object. And then a few moments later, we have the next object. Pink. And then we have this final weird wispy-looking object. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here, but it sure is interesting. Looks anomalous to me, but let me know your thoughts. Meanwhile, Digital Junkie is sharing this. Oh, that's awesome. Love it. Yeah, I finally get to meet an alien. Badass. I don't know why I suddenly have like scales or whatever. But yeah, check it out. Uh, yeah. Why do I have scales? AI is so weird. Anyway, or is it AI? I don't know. But that was pretty cool. Thank you very much, Digital Junkie, for posting that. Last but not least, a Disney cartoon brought to life. Just a fox and a bird going on an adventure together. Let me know what you think about this awesome fox and bird and what adventures they might be having in the comments below. Let me know what you think about it all. Like and subscribe. Hit the bell to be notified of future videos. You don't want to miss a thing. Join me on social media. There's Facebook and Twitter links below. Love to see you guys there. If you want to support Cosmic Road in a bigger way, consider grabbing a coffee mug or a t-shirt or a hoodie in the merch store below. Become a channel member. Channel members are rock stars, and I really do appreciate you guys' support. Thank you. Also, channel members frequently get to see videos hours before everybody else. Meanwhile, there's plenty of other videos on the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. This is Jack with Cosmic Road, signing out.